Our landscape is littered with abandoned spaces, sad monuments to a time long forgotten. While most people are oblivious to their existence, there are those who see them as portals to the past. They go in looking for answers and share what they find online. Not your everyday urban explorer, but seekers of truth, trying to uncover a history abandoned. We dug into the secretive online world of the urban explorer and found a lot of chatter on social media. We found many that mentioned 3 hotspots in New York. Vocativ decided to investigate. This location, Letchworth Village.
We're here in the town of Teals in upstate New York, about an hour from Manhattan, at a place called Letchworth Village. And this was an institution for the developmentally disabled, opened up in 1911 and went on until the mid-90s, and it closed down. So this was, a huge sprawling institution that was totally self-sufficient. You have the dormitories where they live, little recreational areas, cafeteria, kitchen, farms where they raised the food and livestock that they ate, its own power plant, fire station, church, even a little synagogue. So it's meant to be kind of a world unto itself. And these people really never had a reason to leave once they showed up at Letchworth Village, and a lot of them never did. So we're going to cut through here now. This is the hospital you can kind of see in the distance over here. This is one of the largest buildings in Letchworth Village and reputedly the most haunted. So we'll see. The room we're going to see first, we're going to walk through, is one of my favorites in the whole building. It's kind of a library where they kept a lot of kind of technical manuals or books about medical care. It's actually some kind of arson attempt there recently, so you see all these piles of burned books. Okay. So right now we're standing in the hospital laboratory, which is supposedly the most haunted room in the hospital. And that goes back to this history of experimentation that took place at Letchworth Village, which was actually always part of their mission statement. They thought that using these residents and oftentimes children as test subjects was kind of a way for them to give back to society and contribute to the progress of medicine. Letchworth Village was the site of one of the first experimental trials of the polio vaccine. So you could argue that some good did come out of that. But of course, these kids aren't able to give or deny consent. They were just kind of used as these test subjects, kind of against their will. These looks like they were refrigerated, like cold storage. When the residents died here, they would be taken to the lab and had their brains actually removed and stored in these jars of formaldehyde, which were maybe stored in some of these cabinets here, put on display. And again, the rationale for that was that they're preserving this anatomy to study their conditions and improve treatment in the future. But obviously that's just a horrific and really sinister part of the history here. So that's why you hear all these ghost stories about this haunting that is supposedly taking place here. I think the kind of history we learn in school is kind of sugar-coated in a way. This is a really kind of shameful thing for all of us, and we all kind of share this collective guilt about this pretty regrettable period of our history. It's a tragic place. Letchworth Village was supposed to be kind of this idyllic community, set in this beautiful natural setting with plenty of space for these children and adults to run around and experience nature. But what ended up happening is all of these facilities, across the country really, became horribly overpopulated, understaffed, underfunded. It's hard to find out who do we really blame for that.